Hi guys, and welcome to Cultnomics. My name is Paul Hanley, and today I'm going to be chatting to you about an introduction to money. In this video, we're going to look at some of the terminology around money and the economic definitions around that. So we'll start off with a basic definition, the stock of financial assets that can easily be used to make market transactions. So this is the basic definition of what money actually is. But money has three different functions in terms of economics. The first one is that it serves as a medium of exchange, and that is, it's an item that buyers give to sellers when they want to purchase goods and services. So you can use it to buy things. Number two, it's a store of wealth, an item that people can use to transfer purchasing power from the present to the future. So you can save money now and you can buy something in the future with that, save it for a rainy day. And number four, it can be used as a unit of account. So that means it's the yardstick that people can use to post prices and record debt levels. So when you walk into a shop, everything is put in terms of money. So to expand on this, what we can see is that if you're going up to a petrol pump and you want to buy €20 worth of petrol, for example, well, back in the day, you may have to trade that for something like a pig or two pigs for €20 of petrol. Whereas right now, you can exchange €20 for that, and it makes exchange an awful lot easier. Now, we can move on to the definition of the type of current money that we have. And this is a medium of exchange whose value derives entirely from its official status. This is fiat money in the economy. And fiat money is backed by the government, which means all these euro notes that you can see before you are backed by the government and have to be accepted in terms of legal tender. The body that's responsible for making sure that the value of money is maintained over time is the central bank. And they're the ones that make sure that inflation doesn't increase and skyrocket and therefore reduce the value of money. Now, we can also look at measuring the amount of money in the economy, and to do this, what we look at is three different definitions. The first one is M1, which is legal tender in circulation and current account bank deposits. We call this the narrow money supply. So this is money that is highly liquid, and we use the term liquid in terms of how quickly we can buy something with this kind of asset. M2 is M1 plus deposits redeemable at notice of up to 3 months, plus deposits with an agreed maturity of up to 2 years. So that's the intermediate money supply. It takes a bit more time to purchase something with this. And M3 is that plus marketable instruments issued by financial institutions, or the broad money supply. Now, what are these financial institutions we just mentioned? Well, an intermediary between savers and borrowers. So it allows savers to lend to borrowers over time. So what we have is two different types of these that we can talk about. The first one up is the bond market, and a bond is a certificate of indebtedness, which means that it specifies the obligations of the borrower to the holder of the bond. So put simply then, it's an IOU. It identifies the time at which the loan will be repaid, the date of maturity, and the interest to be paid, which is the coupon on that. And we call this type of finance debt finance because it is the debt that a corporate institution issues. The second one up is the stock market, and the stock market, or a stock, represents the ownership in a firm and is therefore a claim to the future profits of that firm. So this is a bit different than the bond market, because if you buy a stock, what you're doing is equity finance, which means that you have ownership of that company and you can derive money from that over time as well. We also have financial intermediaries, and in this situation, the main financial intermediary that we're used to is a bank. So this is an institution through which savers can indirectly provide funds to borrowers over time. So the primary function of the bank then is to take in deposits from people who want to save and use these deposits to make loans to people who want to borrow. They charge an interest rate on those loans, and that's higher than they charge on savings. So we have In our economy, these financial institutions are authorised by governments to accept deposits from the public, so they are legally required to do that, and they have to keep a certain reserve requirement. So this is a percentage of their deposits they have to keep back in case someone comes back in to take out that money. Now, the reserve requirement might be 10% in a modern economy, which means only 10% of deposits have to be held by the bank, and they can loan out the remaining 90%. That means that they can create money in a way. They can issue loans on every round of saving that comes into the bank. And that means that they are the legal bodies that can create money in the economy in and above the central bank. So that causes a money multiplier approach, where money increases in the economy when savings increase, because banks will loan this out subject to a reserve requirement. I hope you call back to Cultnomics soon. Bye for now.